this week's show. Now, this is going to be the start of a new series, a new album essentials series. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm just doing quick 5-10 minute reviews of certain albums. Now, these albums are not necessarily the best albums by artists, but albums that I think you should give a chance or give a listen to and see what you think. Okay, so as I say, there might well be other albums that are better, but these are albums you should, or maybe it's easiest in terms of to start off with and dip into an artist. And so the first album that I'm doing today is Iggy Pop's Lust for Life from 1977. It's a great album. It was his second album of the year. Iggy claims that I think they recorded and mixed the whole thing within 8 days. And earlier on that year, he'd done the classic album, The Idiot, which was written before Bowie's Low album, actually, but released afterwards, bizarrely. And this is an equally great album, a terrific album. Iggy took greater control in this album, whereas Bowie was involved in the songwriting on all the other on the other album beforehand. He's still involved heavily in this album, but Iggy's got greater control. This is definitely a harder sounding album, much more guitar orientated, much more band orientated. Whereas The Idiot's got a little bit of an electronic feel at times, and it's magnificent. Go and check that out. It really is an essential album. It will be the album that would feature Hunt and Tony Sales. So you got the Sales brothers there on bass and drums. They would, of course, later on become the rhythm section for Tin Machine. And you would have guest guitarists on. You'd have Carlos Alomar, famously obviously from Bowie's era. You'd have Ricky Gardner, who would featured on Low, and he would be on this album and also be co-writer as well. So it really is a terrific album. Until 2015, this was Iggy's biggest selling album, which was quite a surprise actually when I heard that. But it is great. Anyway, just dipping into some of the tracks and give you some feel for it. I'm not going to go through every track in terms of explaining all of them because I don't like to pull them all apart individually and say this is what this is definitely about. It's down to your interpretation. But I'll just give you a little flavour of each track. So the opening track was apparently devised by Bowie on a banjo, uh, based on Morse code, apparently. And Iggy heard him playing it, and they then sort of wrote the lyrics over the top of the song. Uh, it's about the idea of quitting heroin, which quite a number of tracks are on this album. And of course, it features in Trainspotting at the beginning. And of course, famously, Bowie and Iggy moved to Berlin to try and quit their various addictions in 76, if I remember rightly, 76 going to 77, 76. However, of course, Berlin was one of the big drug capitals of Europe at the time. So there's a real sense of irony there with regards to it. But Lust for Life is a great, great song. Fantastic, really. I love the drum opening. It's magnificent. Then you've got the guitar pounding in. It really drives. It's one of the greatest drum openings of all time. Yes, it's got clearly influences from You Can't Hurry Love, for example, in terms of the rhythm, but it's fantastic. It really is a great, great song. Just magnificent. We've then got Sweet 16, rather unsettling lyrics, I have to say, regarding the age, but it is a terrific song. Really great guitar. Really, really great guitar. It could be about being 16 as well. So there are a number of interpretations that you could have about this song. Excellent song. Next, we have the song Some Weird Sin. You know, a song about being like an eternal outcast or the idea of like wanting drugs. But can I just say that I love this song? It's, you know, you got the drums beginning, but the guitar riff is fantastic. You know, the down, 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 down. I love it. It's got a bit of a Lizzie sort of feel to it, but it's really sort of really, really grooves along. It's really, again, very, very dark. The backing vocals is magnificent on it. And Iggy's voice is almost as if he's singing through almost like through a harmonica microphone. It's got this really high, trebly sort of feel to it, or whether they've recorded it somewhere else and then they let the recording seep through to a different room. So it's really, really cleverly recorded. It's really brilliant, really dark, really aggressive. What a top song it is. So it's a real highlight on this just truly magnificent album. It really is. Check that one out. Belt of a song. Great guitar player. We've then got the iconic The Passenger. Everybody knows it. It's got this hypnotic guitar rhythm written by Rick Gardner. Iggy based the song, I believe, on Jim Morrison's poem The Lords, where he sees modern life as a journey. But being like a passenger in life. It also refers to Berlin's S-Bahn as well. So all that. It's a really good song, and I've played it in a band. And the weird thing is, you don't realize how long it is when you play it. You go, blimey, there's about 6 verses to it. It just goes on, and it's sort of, but it is very, very rhythmic, and it's the rhythm that really does it. It's easy to kill this song if you cover this version, cover this song, but it's a great, great song. Tonight would be the title track of Bowie's disappointing '84 album. I love the spoken word intro. You know, it's clearly about addressing the idea of a lover dying of a heroin overdose, which again keeps in that drug sleazy sort of feel to the album. It's just really, really dark. Beautiful version. Really, really, really good. Much better than the Bowie Tina Turner version, which is all right, but this is miles better. And it has a real sense of darkness to it. And Iggy's deep baritone is fab, absolutely fabulous. We've then got Success, which is an amusing song, self mockery. I love the dance references at the end. We can do then, let's blast off and all the rest of it as well. And then at the end, when it goes, oh shit, and they all join in with a repetition, it's really, really funny. Of course, Buzzcocks would go and have a huge, great song called Oh Shit as well. So about the same time, fantastic song, Success. Really, really good, fun, up tempo song. True Blue, is dramatic. I love again. It's very very dramatic. Bowie and Iggy's backing vocals are brilliant. Again, it deals with the idea of depression and drug addiction. Mimics the thoughts of a heroin addict. You know, you got these rambling vocals. It's as I say, the idea of a heroin overdose where the victim's skin might lose color. So hence the first True Blue. So you've got that reference to it. I love the way this song drives. It really does rock. We've then got the magnificent Neighborhood Threat. There's quite an average version again back on the Bowie Tonight album, but this version's just brilliant. The guitar riff is fantastic. It really, really is. Um, Again, it could be anything about deteriorating even, back in neighborhood, or people changing the dynamics of an area. It could be anything really. It could be, just about a sense of danger to it. And it really has that sort of dark edge to it. The guitar is really, really menacing, which is what I really love about this whole album. And then the climax of the album, Fall in Love with Me, is as it does what it says on the tin. It's fabulous. Iggy's baritone timbre is magnificent. And again, just at the end, it drives on. It's just fantastic. It's an album that is superb. I recently saw a live version of this full album by the band Lust for Life, hence the title. And it featured Clem Burke on drums, Kevin Armstrong, who's Bowie's guitarist, Glenn Matlock on bass, Lady Out of Heaven 17 on keys. And that was a really, really great band. If you get the chance to go and watch them, they do a fantastic interpretation. Katie Puckrick is magnificent doing the Iggy stuff. Her voice is excellent and fits in really, really well. And they do a number of the Idiot songs and a couple of Stooges songs and Bowie songs and what have you. And it's just superb. Really go and check it out. Really great gig. What a top, top gig that was. So, very brief, very succinct. Go and check out Lust for Life. It is a 5-star essential album. Okay. Till the next time, take care. Look after yourselves. Subscribe to the channel.